Welcome to Boomhauer 69 channel, and today I want to do a article about this truck camper I found here. An article about a truck camper I found. I'm really fascinated with campers and RV and outdoorsy stuff. So it says here the modern classic Loki. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Loki Basecamp Falcon truck camper review is what the article is called. And I'll put a link in the description so people can click on the link and read it. It says the Loki Basecamp Falcon is a four-season truck camper made to be off the grid for people who love to play in the woods. In 2019, I started shopping for a truck camper which is basically a tiny house that sits on the truck bed, which is true. Most of the truck campers I saw looked like they were last updated in 1975 and made for grandparents on tour, and that wasn't in line with my mountain biker, backcountry skier athletics. Then I got to test the Loki Basecamp Falcon, a modern truck camper made for people who like to play hard and chill just as aggressively. Even if I was aware of all other pickup campers, I didn't look a minute to what was exiting in the market, said Prairie Matthew, the Loki's general manager. I wanted to build something other than a Fox wood panel burgundy brown campers I'd seen. I knew it would be more expensive, but I wanted to build the van equivalent of a truck camper. Matthew assigned his staff, who are mountain bikers, trail runners, and backcountry skiers, to start dreaming, and then they started building the truck camper. It's designed to handle the dirt and mud of outdoor adventuring with a modern industrial load of details made the Loki Basecamp Falcon the best truck camper for the outdoor adventurer that we've seen. And there's another picture here on the truck camper itself on the back of a pickup truck. Looks like the back here flips right up like a big garage door almost. So you have the luxury of the single door like you see on all standard truck campers, and the wall opens up, flips up, kind of like a big giant garage door. The Loki Basecamp Falcon had unique features that made me want to own one. First, the back of the camper opens like a hatch, a design inspired by the dual back doors of a Sprinter van. The nicest view is always in the back, said Matthew. That's why we made the back the only entrance, and a large door that lifts was a top priority. I use a camper to get out in nature, but other campers are closed off from the outside. Saved a couple of windows and a likely narrow screen door. This one lets the outside in via the hatch, which I open with a switch in the camper's control center. It's a slow lift to prevent you from ejecting a friend or pet off the tailgate. So it opens up slowly. Must be the motor is regulated to just slowly lift up. A massive zip and magnet screen door covers the opened hatch to keep the bugs out. The screen cover rolls and stoves if you're somewhere the bugs don't bite and where you don't need a barrier between you and nature. If I had to pick one of the features that sold me, this was it. Yes, I do like the idea of a bug in the screen to keep the mosquitoes and stuff out. Second, the Basecamp Falcon is a true four-season camper, and it's just as great having a warm pod where you can whip up hot chocolate and change clothes after a big ski day as it's coming back to fully outfitted home base after an epic mountain bike ride. Plus, there's no need to store the camper all winter. The prototype camper I borrowed was insulated to an R16 production. Campers will also have radiant heat in the floors, double density compost insulation with high thermal and acoustics properties, won't absorb humidity, and it's an excellent vapor barrier. The Proto Falcon had European glass windows rated for extreme conditions. The high insulated windows were double glazed, the heat resistant with built-in pressure management system for high altitudes. You can also order the Falcon with double glazed Leinette Lexan windows. The windows open outwards with sliding screens and light blocking the privacy screen. One window was a hatch with access to the roof. So it's got a roof access, which access to the roof, hatch would be a good thing too, in case you was in a rollover accident with the camper. You would have, and you couldn't get your back door open, you could always try the roof latch. That would be a good thing. And I like how it's R16 right up here. So it's something about R16 value, which I like that idea for insulation. R16, man, that'll definitely keep you warm. And heated floors, that's something you don't see every day in a truck camper. I definitely like that feature. The Basecamp sits inside it says exterior, the Basecamp sits inside a truck bed. Removing the tailgate is unnecessary as there's no overhang. In fact, the truck's tailgate functions as a back deck and drop step for getting into the camper and for hanging out. When the tailgate is up and the truck is locked, it double locks the camper. When the tailgate is up and the truck is locked, it double locks the camper. The camper's heavy-duty back door also locks. The sides of the Basecamp have round vertical rails for strapping gear like surfboards, skis, but that gear can also go on the roof. So it has multiple ways to store stuff, on the roof and on the sides and stuff. On the Falcon I drove, the roof had aluminum panels and roof box. The panels were sturdy enough for me to walk or sit on. In the morning, I drank coffee on the roof. In the afternoon, I sipped an IPA up there while watching the sunset. The robust solar array is mounted out of the way on an angle front roof panel, so I wasn't worried I damaged the panels with my lounging. So it's got solar on it, which is a good thing for batteries and different things, which I like that feature as well. A swing away that latches to the back of the camper provided more storage. The Loki mounted a spare tire on it as well as a Pelican's largest box like a weatherproof suitcase. Along the back base of the Basecamp Falcon, two drawers fronts hid a length of bed storage drawer big enough to handle the gray water tank, as well as a compact grill, camp chairs, tools, PFDs, and more. The drawer was key storage for gear I wanted to access quickly, but also wanted out of the way. A hatch in the camper floor let me access gear in the storage drawer without going outside, which to me is a good thing, so I don't gotta get out if you're in a cold area. Interior. Step onto the truck tailgate to enter the Falcon through its metal person door, and you're in a Basecamp's mudroom. It has a drain in the rubberized floor for easy cleaning. I like that, easy cleaning. A front shower let me shower inside or standing on the tailgate, and the Loki provided me with an indoor shower enclosure, but I didn't shower in the open for fear of wetting the couch or bed. Over the cab is a queen-size bed with sectional mattress. When I flip one section on top of the other, I could strap gear to the bed. Open aluminum frame cutouts in the frame were tie-downs for gear. They also managed body moisture from sleeping without the need of an under mattress layer for airflow. The Loki placed the kitchen on the left side of the camper. It included a sink with marine-style faucet that folds down under a glass sink cover for travel, as well as a kitchen cabinet for storage instead of a stove. The Loki provided a plug-in induct cooktop. There's a ton of counter space. When I wanted even more counter space, I moved a small table from in front of the couch, which is on the right side of the camper, to the kitchen set up next to the kitchen. The table also functioned as a second mobile office space. Now that's the only thing I would kind of dislike about that kitchen camper. I'm one of those people. I would want a oven range in there, a actual gas oven range stove. That's what I'd like in my kitchen. That would be a big negative on my part, is I wouldn't like the fact that it just has a little plug-in cook range. I'd rather have a full oven range, gas stove oven range in my kitchen if I was going to go with a truck camper. That would be about the only thing there. But then again, it makes up for other features too as well, like solar panels and different things. Thanks to the robust solar and battery system, things like the cooktop, a coffee pod, espresso machine, and a milk frother didn't drain my batteries. A red ARC system managed all the camper systems, including the lights, diesel, solar heat, and more. Thanks to the red ARC apps, I could turn lights on and off from my phone. My least favorite feature of the Basecamp was the low ceiling at the head of the queen bed. If I owned the Basecamp, I'd opt to have my head towards the camper door, not towards the hood of the truck, or I'd get a thinner mattress so I had more headspace. Every aspect of the camper is customizable. As I tested it, there wasn't quite enough storage space to accommodate a longer trip. Instead of the seats next to the kitchen, I might opt for storage there. The camper's main storage areas are kitchen cabinets, which were modern and looked like something you'd see in an apartment, not the tiny divided storage of many campers, and closets under the camper control panel. The Loki working on more attachment points for gear, which could also be placed to hang packing cubes or duffels. And then here's about the drive. It says the drive. I tested the Loki Basecamp Falcon on a lifted 2021 Ford F350 with a 8-foot bed. The camper looked tippy in the truck bed, but with the airbags properly inflated, I barely knew it was there, including including when I drove to a camp spot on the fourth-class roads with the vehicle fully loaded with water and gear. In high winds, I suspected that I would feel at least a little baffled, but because the camper is so high, room for improvements. The Loki agrees that there is room for improvements in the rear lift, and they're working on it. In an ideal world, the hatch would lift past 90 degrees to feel more fully open. Since I tested the camper, the Loki redesigned access to the gray water tank. It says the Loki Basecamp Falcon specs. The camper weighs around 1,200 pounds for a 5-foot bed unit and 3,000 pounds for an 8-foot bed unit dry. The Loki is working on making it lighter. The Basecamp is a modular, so buyers can rearrange all the parts and pieces during the build out, as well as move many of them around during the use. The unit I tested had a queen size bed and couch bed. I could add storage, reach locked over the couch, change the seats next to the sink to a storage zone, and put the spare under the truck so there's more real estate on the rear hatch for gear storage. The Basecamp turns a truck into an adventure vehicle, said Matthew. That's what we were after. We wanted to take the time to build something really incredible. We're not cutting corners. We're not trying to go fast. And you'll pay for that utilities. The Loki Basecamp starts at $95,000. Wow. The fully outfitted model I drove, which was on lifted 2021 diesel Ford F-350 with an 8-foot bed, cost about $160,000. I could buy a house for that. The Loki announced the Falcon in May 2021 and introduced his model for 5 and 8-foot truck beds. I tested a Loki prototype Falcon, which the brand has already tweaked improvements in October. Of course, this is obviously a starting out truck camper, so that's going to be high price, because they're just probably starting out building these, and as time goes on, more production being built, the cost will go down, But my thoughts on this truck camper, if you're looking for a truck camper that's kind of different, and you got the money, then this wouldn't be a bad truck camper. I do like the way they say it's a 4-season, and it's got R16 value here, R16 insulation, heated floors, and so they got like the keeping the cold weather out. They got that down good and pat, I would say, and because I live in Michigan in a cold climate, I know how cold it can get, and I know how important it is to have a good heated space to stay in, So when it comes to heat-wise, that's good. The only thing is I'm used to seeing truck campers with a wet bath in it, a kitchen with with a oven range in the kitchen here. This picture here of the kitchen, I wouldn't like that, because I'd want something that at least has an oven range on it, so you can cook, you have a stovetop and oven to cook with, and stuff. And then I would prefer something with an RV with a wet bath, I would like a wet bath feature if I was going to go with a truck camper. Those would be two kind of important. I do like the idea that it comes with solar, so that'd be great for, charging up the batteries that it probably comes with and stuff. But oh no, I think it's a neat camper. I think it's, if I was somebody looking for kind of a out of this world, I guess you could call it truck camper, then I'd be almost interested in owning one if I was rich and going with money. I do like a lot of the features it's had, Granted, it not having an oven range stove and a wet bath are kind of a minor thing, It's nature, if you really need to use a bathroom, you could always just go out in the woods, but oh no, I would say I thought was a pretty interesting article, and I think it's a neat truck camper. camper, and as time goes on, they'll probably make more, and the price will go down from 95,000 to 160,000. The prices will go down eventually. Once you get that itch in the market and you find buyers, then obviously costs will go down eventually. But yeah, if you're somebody now that wants a truck camper and got the money, and you want to kind of stand out at your local campground, or if you're going to an extreme off-road event or whatever the case may be that requires you to have a camper, and you want to go with a truck camper and you wanted to stand out and you had the money, I would say this would be the camper for you. That's it definitely stands out here. You can tell just by looking at something new and innovative. That's what I think. I think it's a new and neat thing. It kind of has a little bit of a classic kind of look to it on the front, but it's so unique and different. It's not like your normal truck campers. And that's what caught my eye about, is how different and unique it is. As you look right here in this picture right here, just by looking at it, and the fact that the back opens up, flips up like a hatch, that's amazing. And then it's on, from my understanding, electric motor, so you ain't got to worry about trying to lift it up or down, just click of a button and boom, it goes up and down. So yeah, and then I also like how it also has here the bug screen to keep the bugs out and stuff, so if you live in an area where mosquitoes are a problem, yeah, I think this is a great truck camper. There's some neat features to it, I will definitely say that. It's one of those, if I had the money and I just wanted to mess around with this truck camper for a little bit, yeah, I think it'd be nice. And who knows, later on down the line, they might make one with a wet bath and with an oven range in it. Who knows, you never know. They might see this video and they might take that into consideration. I don't know.